Good morning, everybody. Sarah here. How you all doing? Enjoying the weather? It's a bit cooler today, kind of like a little bit overcast, but I understand it's getting warmer throughout the day. Apologies for not being on for a while. I've had quite a lot on. Been away for a bit. Had a medicine doll workshop at the weekend, which was great. And I kind of just wanted to share my thoughts about that, actually. And strangely enough, I looked out of my bedroom window this morning, and right outside the front door, was this. Right outside the front door, on the lane. Wow. How did that get there? And I'm looking at it thinking it looks like a bit of, well, I'm not sure actually, maybe hazel. But I thought that was because I'd had the medicine doll workshop in my head for the last few days, and I thought that was quite synchronistic. Synchronistic. And so it obviously wants me to make a doll from that. So I'll do that at some point this week. And just my thoughts on the workshop, which was lovely. We had a really lovely mix of people that are new to this work and people that are not necessarily shamanic based healers, but a selection of different disciplines, healers of different disciplines, which was nice. So having a good balance, and some just purely creative people that just wanted to see what the medicine dolls was all about. So it was a nice mix. But what I came away feeling actually is that always these circles give me as much medicine as they do, or bring my medicine to the forefront as they do for the people that are attending. And I had a really big reminder that well, I always I don't like labels, so I don't like to say I'm a shamanic practitioner or whatever. I just like to say that I'm a guide, a way shower, a door opener, which is really what my job is to guide people through the door, if you like. And the kind of a big reminder that I had on this workshop was not to overstep the mark of guide and step into teacher mode. And I did for a second. And I offered some insights that maybe I should have kept to myself. And I was reminded that basically they weren't welcome. So how I would have reacted many moons ago was to go on the defensive and justify why I might have done that. And instead, it just came to me as a reminder that, this medicine is for me as well. And grateful that it was brought to my attention, if you like, that now I can sit with that. And it wasn't comfortable, to be honest, and it's sitting still in my solar plexus that I offered something that perhaps I shouldn't have offered. And very much, as I always say, that this work meets you where you are. And for some people, that are new to the path, require more input than others, possibly. And I guess my mistake was to offer my input where it wasn't needed, and that the way forward for people, especially with medicine dolls, is to work with the energy of the medicine doll and allow that to integrate over a number of days, weeks after the session. And that even if I don't say anything, that what is needed will come up for those people. And then it's quite a difficult when you have people who are at different stages of their spiritual path, if you like. Some people need more, like me in the beginning. I needed a lot of pointers in the right direction. I needed a lot of help in order to see how to work with something, how to work with the medicine that was presented to me. And not everybody knows that. And I guess my mistake was to assume that everybody was in the same boat. So that was a really good lesson for me. But there were some beautiful dolls made, and although time is quite often limited when you're hiring a space and you have a certain number of hours to produce something, not everybody works at the same pace, and that can be a little bit of an issue sometimes, that people want to go slower, and I have to try and move everybody past the initial stages of building your body, if you like, onto the actual creation of the information, the medicine that's coming in. So that was another pointer for me. Maybe it needs to be on a longer time scale. Although, as I say, everybody works differently. Some people were finished early. Some people felt that they had hardly started. So, that's quite a difficult thing to gauge, which is why I like to do one-to-one sessions where we're not confined by time, where we can work through what's coming up for the client and what have you. So, yeah. And somebody after the event that wasn't able to make it in person asked if they could do it online. And definitely we can do it online, as long as you're able to provide yourself with some fabrics. I mean, I can provide those. I can make up a bundle and send it to you. That's all part of the healing, if you like, is that I would intuitively bundle up some fabrics and send them to you, and then we go online either on Zoom or whatever. And it's very easy to do it online. You can I set up the sacred space before we start, like I would do in the normal situation, and I would then just talk you through it, as we're working together. So yeah, absolutely. Just because we're not in the same space, the energy is still flowing, the energy is still working together. So that's a possibility for those who can't get to me in person. But there's profound medicine to be had in making a medicine doll. I think it's something somebody should always make at least one. And the great thing about this last one that I did is stitching the stories of our ancestors. So we were connecting with our ancestral lineage, whether that was past life or our direct descendants. We, over the space of 10 generations, we have something in the region of, we did 2046 people that we have descended from, that we carry their DNA. So there's an awful lot of information in us when we are born that we have inherited from our ancestors, and that can be good. All our strengths come down from our ancestors, whether it's creativity or whatever your strength is, whether it's craft or public speaking, or which isn't one of mine, I have to say, or whether it's being a healer, or all manner of strengths that we have, an orator, what have you, come down that lineage to us. And we also take on the DNA that holds their pain. So they might have been incarcerated or not able to speak their truth. I mean, that's something that I, still hold a little bit, but I've managed to clear a lot of it. that at some point in my ancestral past, in my lineage past, I had a grandmother who wasn't able to speak her truth, whether that's through, being subjugated to, as a woman, or whether she was a healer and wasn't able to speak to share her healing, or whether just all manner of things, or whether they were so poor, or she was so poor that she wasn't able to be the person that she wanted to be, or any manner of things. And it's this fragment of her DNA that has come down through the ages to me, which causes me sometimes, and it happens quite a lot when I'm talking to the camera, is that my voice will suddenly start going froggy, which kind of implies that I'm having difficulty speaking the words I want to speak. It doesn't come easily to speak anymore, and I really have to kind of struggle through that. But I did have quite a lot of ancestral work done years ago that cleared a lot of that, but you can probably still hear it, that there's quite a croak in there at times when, if I'm standing up in front of people and speaking. And I found this at the medicine doll circle, actually, is that suddenly I wasn't nervous. I didn't, I know my stuff, but sometimes it doesn't come out in the way. I can't vocalize exactly what I want to say, and that might come across as to other people is that maybe I don't know, I don't have a lot of information to share, whereas I do. It's just that this croakiness that I carry is linked to something way back in my past, or my lineage's past. And so I work very hard to try and overcome that. And talking on YouTube has helped me a lot to do that, because I wouldn't normally like to do this kind of thing, but I found it really helps me become more vocal, if you like. So yeah, so that's something that the medicine dolls can have helped me heal and to let go. And it's really important to clear these wounds of our ancestors, especially now, right now, where the new moon is in Cancer. New moon is in Cancer? I think it is. I mean, as I say, I listen to the astrology, but I'm not terribly up on exactly what it is. But Cancer is, connected to the Divine Mother. She's also connected to our ancestors. So it's that divine feminine line that we are moving through. And now this is the time to let all of that go. It's not so much about planting new seeds, but to face those things that we didn't want to face necessarily years ago. And we might be being able to see, the new moon being dark. It's things that are hidden, things that we can't see. So by making an ancestral medicine doll helps us to see those things that maybe we couldn't see, or don't want to see, or don't want to stand, to face. And as I say, it was a stark reminder for me last weekend, just to bring up something that I've been working with. Yeah. So I wish you all a wonderful new moon, and it brings the energy that is right for you, the medicine that is right for you, and I hope to see you all very soon. Ciao for now.